We found him in the streets, your majesty. Celestia walked towards the chariot, slowly crunching beneath her hooves with every step. Looking down at the unicorn fowl curled up in the back of the counter chariot, Celestia's heart ached. He couldn't be more than 4. The fowl shall be bouncing and fearless, but instead he was catatonic with fear. Has he said anything? Are there any missing fowl reports? The guard shook his head, only screaming and gibberish. There was no reports out, but we are already combing the city for any pony looking for a fowl. Searching a sad look with the stallion, Celestia reached out a hoof and stroked the fowl's mane. He shaked before she could touch him, crawling up into an even tighter ball of quivering fear. Celestia's heart cracked. The poor fowl. The guard sighed. He reacted like this to every pony. You would have thought we were trying to kill him when we picked him up and put him in the chariot. Celestia lowered herself till she was all but on her belly. Laying her chin on the chariot floor, she held motionless for a long while. Her stillness brought an unnatural silence to the courtyard, broken by the whimpers of the fowl. Something stirred within her. A song of orchards and summer days. It was already old when she was a fowl, when she loved listening to one stallion sing it. What was his name? She asked herself, cut up to the old memory. Million. His name was Million. She hummed the tune for a moment, before the old words bubbled out of memory and onto her lips. The ancient walls around them took their part in the harmony, giving her voice the deep of echoes, while the snow muttered the rest of the world. In the second verse of the song, the little one's whimper faded. Tilting his head, he lay motionless, listening to the mare sing until she had finished the song, and let the winter reclaim the silence. Can you tell me your name? Celestia asked, after a moment of quiet. The fowl's ears played out in confusion. He had his tongue across his teeth, and cried out a chippering gibberish. Celestia smiled, grateful for something besides fear, but shook her head. She could not understand the fowl. Essing herself back up, she again reached for the fowl. This time he winced, but offered no further protest. Picking him up, she placed him between her wings. I'll take him to a guest room. I want this colt's parents found now. Yes, ma'am, echoed a dozen guards, each leaving the courtyard without further instructions. Celestia hummed a soft tune to the fowl on her back. By gentle steps, she entered the castle and made her way to one of the many guest rooms. The fowl nested between the pillows the moment she placed him on the bed. She smiled, and ran a hoof down his mane as she settled in, this time pleased that he seemed to calm at her touch. I will check in you later. I have to go for now, though, she told him. The day was yet young, and she had much to do. Turning to leave, the little one whimpered as she opened the door. Again her heart cracked. Shh. It's okay. I'm not going too far. The fowl's desperate eyes made it hard to close the door behind her. Keep an ear on him, she told the guards outside the room. Send for me if he gets too frightened. And show him to the bedroom if he needs. When the parents show up, They are not to leave until I've spoken with them. With a saddle, the guards took his post, keeping an eye forward, but his ears towards the room. Green Bean hated door duty. It was dull, and he did not have the talent of being able to sit still for hours on end like the Foal guards did. But that was the way things of the Winter Valiant Guard. They put you where they need you. At least he was inside. As the hours passed, the guards let his mind wander off as he stood watch by the doors, occasionally pacing the length of the hall to stretch. His legs got numb again. Green Bean rose to place his allowed distance from the door. Looking down the hallway, he frowned when he realized the light of the window had clawed a hallway across the floor. He had expected the parents to show up by now. He's been awfully quiet, Green Bean thought. Easing the door open, he peered into the room. Wedged between two pillows, the Foal was asleep, but shivering, with soft steps. Green Bean moved through the room, taking a quilt off the rack, and placed it over the colt as gently as his hooves would allow. Smiling at not having woken the Foal, Green Bean took a step back to watch the colt sleep for a moment. Something stable moved at the edge of his vision. Shh. A voice whispered before he could turn to face it. No formalities, please. Let us not wake the little one, Luna said, sitting down beside him. Green Bean sat, regard in place next to Luna as she watched the sleeping Foal. But the cold tranquility of the room soon stood his anxiety. His dreams are terrible, but his mind will not let me in. Not without force. That would do more harm than good. An impressive show of willpower, even before considering his age, Luna whispered. Shifting her weight, Luna moved her head closer to the guard. Do you have any fowls? 3. A colt still nursing, and twin fillies about his age. Luna chuckled. You have let them outnumber you long ago. I was considered the motherly one, and my sister the disciplinarian. Green Bean held silent, ears and eyes locked onto the princess. He could feel the depth of memory she was fading into, and her eyes trenched to drag him with her. Luna's melancholy shattered as a smirk sprang up onto her lips. He's awake. Listen to us. Looking at the colt, he saw only motionless Foal with closed eyes. He's not deaf, but I don't think he can understand equestrian. Do you think maybe he's disabled? No. His mind is healthy. I felt enough of his dreams to know that. I felt his plight might have been influenced upon him by neglect or malice. How? How could any pony do that? Silence fell over the room. Grimmy sat at his princess and watched the Foal. He seems intent on wanting for us to leave, Luna said, raising to all fours. Green Bean stood to escort Luna out of the room, but paused. He hasn't had food or water since we found him. I'm afraid he's too scared to ask. May I go fetch something to leave by the bed? Luna looked back to the colt with a frown. Yes, please do. I'll stay here until you return. Then we shall leave the little one to his privacy. In surprisingly little time, the guards have returned with a lunch tray balanced on his back. She eyed the tray as she passed her, a neatly sliced apple, a bowl of oats, some salty crackers, a salad of mint and watercress, and a glass of ice water with citrus wedge floating in it. You make for a good sick nurse to your fowls. The sheepish grin crept over the guards as he laid the tray on the nightstand. Lily says I spoil them. I suspect she's right. Luna held the door open for them to leave, giving Green Bean a devil's smile as he retook his post in the hall.